Hello, everybody, and welcome to historic Holmen Stadium, scene of today's high school boys baseball game. Bishop Guertin hosting Nashua High South. I'm John Collins along with Tom King. It is a very nice-looking day on camera, I'm sure, but in person, a bit chilly and windy, Tom.
Yeah, it's one of those days. It's one of those April days. It'll be a lot nicer, I believe, tomorrow when we have two games to do. So they won't be here. But if you look, the leaves are starting to blow all around the field. Right down there, it's going. The wind is going out towards right field, from what I can tell. Brandon Medeiros, the pitcher for Bishop Guertin. And this is a young BG team, John, looking for its first win of the season. South already has one of those. And we saw a South team that was very young last week against Alvern. And, of course, we all know what happened in that game with Nick Jakes. But
12 strikeouts in 5 innings.
Yeah, if BG doesn't seem to have that type of pitching this year. So I don't think South's going to have that happen to him today, as good as Medeiros could be.
Chris Keefe batted leadoff in that game Tom just mentioned against Alvern, and he went 0 for 3 with a couple of fly balls to center field and a strikeout, one of those 12 that Nick Jakes got so impressively for the Broncos a few days ago. So South going with the probably the same lineup. We'll have to wait and see, but they do have Leo Capico on deck. That'll be a change from a couple days ago.
I wouldn't count on the same lineup.
Not exactly the same lineup, but it is the same leadoff guy here in Chris Keefe, who looks at a ball outside. So he's run the count full as the leadoff batter, seeing a lot of pitches from Brandon Medeiros. Not the biggest guy on the mound, but definitely has a live arm. The 3-2 pitch grounded to the left side. It's going to be gloved over there by Jake Mitchell. He makes a wide throw, and so pulls the first baseman off the bag, and it is a leadoff man aboard for the Panthers.
Yeah, it's going to go as an error at E5, and it just seemed, John, Guertin, and I talked to Scott Painter before the game. I said, well, I said, you got a young team. He said, I know South is young. I said, well, you're young too. He says, well, not all that young. We got some seniors, But don't forget, these guys, a lot of them may not have played a lot of baseball in 2 years. So that makes everybody young almost.
So Medeiros' pitch goes off the webbing of the catcher's glove to the backstop, and it's an easy trot down to second base for Chris Keefe on what is a borderline wild pitch pass ball. Your call, Tom.
I'd say that bounced a little bit, didn't it? I don't know.
I think it was on the fly, but
all right,
it was way outside. Yep.
Give him a pass ball. Gotta block it.
Man, it's second with nobody out. That's high. So South threatening immediately here in the opening half inning. Familiar confines for both of these teams here at Holmen Stadium. Outfield and the infield playing Leo Capico straight away at all positions as he looks at another ball outside.
Yeah, Medeiros lets the air bother him a little bit. I thought Keefe swung at ball 4 when he grounded it. He reached out for a pitch that was on the outer part and pulled it.
Probably was an inch or two off the plate, yep.
So, Medeiros is not pitching a contact right now, and that's obvious. He's letting the runner at second bother him. And now he goes inside. So it's going to be a slow start right now for the Cardinals. He's going to have to pitch out of an immediate jam.
4-pitch walk to Leo Capico. Here comes River Hart, who had a nice showing against a tough pitcher in Nick Jakes a few days ago. He got one of the few hits, or maybe the only hit off of Nick Jakes. No, he actually gave up 2.
And he batted behind Keefe in that game. It's in the second spot.
Yeah.
Now he has been put down or basically promoted to the third spot in the order.
So River Hart, the son of Jake Hart, my longtime teammate on the Boston Medford Mets team.
Definitely.
And also former, I think the owner of the former Nashua Sports Academy, the indoor baseball place.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
All right, John Collins, take it away. I will be back in about 2 innings.
We'll look forward to that, Tom King. Quick meeting on the mound as the first batter reaches via an error, and the second one on a 4-pitch walk to go 2-0 on the 3-hitter, River Hart, so it's a dangerous situation for Brandon Metivier and the Bishop Guertin team as the young pitcher faces one of the best hitters in the South lineup right here in a hitter's count. 2-0. Pitch on the way. That's a nice pitch on the outside corner, just above the knees. Not quite what you're looking to drive on 2-0, with some good velocity behind it. So Metivier checks the runner, comes to the plate. That misses up over the inner part of the plate, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. River Hart's had a good look at Brandon Metivier's fastball. Let's see if he wants to try to square one up here on 3-1. Took a big hack. It looked like Brandon might have taken a little bit off of that 3-1 pitch. It might have been a straight change, and it had River Hart just out in front. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 men on and nobody out. And now Brandon wants to reset on the mound for this all-important payoff pitch forthcoming to the Panther 3-hitter, River Hart, waving that bat, looking for a pitch he can drive, and he fouls it over our right shoulder here. We'll do the payoff again as a new baseball's tossed into the game. Wind has died down for the moment. River Hart looking middle in, I think. He fouled off a couple on the outside part, and that's a little too in as it just misses the noggin. River Hart trots down to first base, so 2 walks in succession. That one more about pitching carefully to a batter, I think, than wildness on the part of Brandon Metivier. But nonetheless in a jam here, facing the cleanup hitter with the bases full and nobody out, top half of the first inning. The pitch way outside. The hitter is number 27, Dean Adams, who was the starting pitcher in Friday's game. The pitch on the way. That one's on the outside, just above the belt. Nice pitch there from Metivier to get back even. 1 ball and 1 strike. BG will concede the run to get a double play here with nobody out. The middle infielders playing back and step toward the bag. Double play depth, as they call it. The corner infielders at first and third will have an option about what they want to do. Jake Mitchell at third base and Dominic Monaco at first. The 2-1 pitch. Fouled just over our heads on the luxury box right above us here. John Collins along with our cameraman Tim O'Neill. We're happy to see that one go over us. Although we got too good a look at that baseball on the foul. Straight back off the bat of Dean Adams. The 2-2 pitch is on the way. Bases full, nobody out. Fouled off to our left this time. That was about press box high. Hopefully our PA announcer's okay, although there is no PA announcer, so I guess that's a foregone conclusion. Dean Adams would love to drive one into the gap here and do all kinds of damage to open up some scoring. The pitch is on the way, and that one's high. The fastball from Brandon Metivier. It is a full count, folks. 3 balls and 2 strikes, bases loaded, nobody out, top of the first with your cleanup hitter up there. And the pitch high in the air. In the infield. That is the infield fly rule. The batter is automatically out, and everybody holds their positions. So as good as a strikeout there for Brandon Metivier as everybody freezes and he gets the first out of the inning. Still an RBI opportunity in a big way for Nolan Medeiros, batting in the 5 spot in the order for the Panthers. He's got bases loaded. A fly ball to the outfield will get at least 1 run home, you would think. Line drive to right field is going to be gloved there, and the runner made a mistake. He went more than halfway down the line and was unable to tag up. That was a base running error by the Panthers. It won't go down in the scorebook any place, but definitely Chris Keefe wanted to go no more than a step off the bag right there. He needed to get back and maybe tag. It would have taken a perfect relay to get the speedy leadoff batter, but he was more than halfway down the line. And I don't know if the coach told him he didn't want him to tag because of how shallow the outfielders were, but clearly an opportunity missed there for the Panthers on a fly ball to the outfielder with less than 2 outs. So there are 2 out, still bases loaded, and Medeiros one pitch away from getting out of this jam as he quickly goes 0-2 on Isaiah Hedquist, batting in the number 6 spot in the order. Hedquist trying to salvage something for the Panthers, tips it. 0-2 slider, it looked like. Off the bat and off the glove of catcher Kyle Levine, catching Brandon Medeiros today. That's your battery, Brandon Medeiros and Kyle Levine, and you squeeze those foul tips on 2 strikes, it could be a strikeout. We'll do the 0-2 again. Fisted right field, that's trouble. It is going to be off the glove of the first baseman, and 2 runs will score. No, the second run is out at home. The second run, a nice relay made there. I believe that was the second baseman that threw that. That would have been Hayden Meany that gunned down the trail runner. So it ends up that it is a single, a run batted in. That was a tough play. I'm not going to call an error on that, as Dominic Monaco had to go back and look over his shoulder to get that ball. It ticked off his glove, a base hit by Isaiah Hedquist. But the trail runner, Leo Capico, gunned down at home after Chris Keefe crossed the plate, and it is a 1-0 Bishop Guertin lead after a half inning of play. South lead, excuse me. South, the Panthers batting first, the visiting team today. So the Cardinals lucky that they only gave up the 1 run in the top half of the first. Thought 2 runs were going to score easily, but that was a heck of a relay, or a throw to the plate, I should say, picking it up off the grass by Meany at second base to gun down the runner. Hayden Shattuck, the right fielder, was also over there. And when they come back out defensively, I think I should know for sure if it was the right fielder or second baseman that threw that ball home. They had converged over there, the first baseman, the right fielder, and the second baseman. And Kyle Levine applied the tag easily to Capico, who was as surprised as anybody that he was out by 20 feet. So Nolan Medeiros, who just was aboard, actually no, he batted in this previous inning in the 6th spot. He's now the pitcher for the starting pitcher for the Panthers as we watch him warm up. Going to the bottom half of the first, and the leadoff batter for Bishop Guertin will be Hayden Meany. Second baseman. Hayden Meany leading off for Bishop Guertin, looking up at a 1-0 deficit as they bat in the bottom of the first. First pitch swinging, and he tops it over to the south dugout. Meany, right-handed batter, and he will be followed in the order by Jake Mitchell and Kyle Levine. BG's catcher holding down the 3 spot today in the order. That one gets by The catcher for South, Caleb Rich, behind the dish today. As South sets up defensively, much like they did on Friday. I believe Caleb Rich behind the dish. They have River Hart at shortstop. I believe that's Jake O'Connor at third base again. We'll get a look at their uniform numbers and verify that in a moment. Good block by Caleb. Good movement to get his body out in front of it. But it's 3-1 on the BG leadoff hitter, Hayden Meany, trying to get on board as Chris Keefe did for South in the leadoff spot a half inning earlier. The 3-1 on the way. Hammered right at the third baseman. Connor gobbles it up and fires it across the diamond to Isaiah Hedquist at first base for out number 1. It is in fact Jake O'Connor at third. Solid play there on a pretty sharply struck ground ball off the bat of Hayden Meany. 1 up, 1 down. And the batter is Jake Mitchell, third baseman for BG, getting his first look at Nolan Medeiros, who rocks and delivers in the dirt. Bounced a few so far in the early going. Field once again looks to be in nice shape here at Holmen. The 1-0 to the left side. This is in foul territory, and the shortstop, River Hart, came over and not able to get there. Didn't quite see it hit the grass, but apparently it did, so goes as a strike on the hitter. Long run for River Hart at shortstop. Plenty of room here in foul territory at Holmen Stadium, especially on the left side of the field. About twice as much as on the right side, but still a lot. Rip to right. It's going to get down for a hit. This is one where the right fielder thinks about throwing the run route at first, but Jake Mitchell runs pretty well, and that's not an issue for him to beat the throw from the right fielder. Robbie Cullerton getting adventurous there. Here comes Kyle Levine, the catcher for BG. Don't have heights and weights, but he's a big fella in that right-handed batter's box, hitting in the third spot with an opportunity to maybe tie this up with an extra base hit. That ball's up above the zone. One ball and no strikes. There's one out and one on in the BG bottom of the first. The pitch. Ripped to left. It is high. It is deep. It's got a chance to get out of here. A home run off the bat of Kyle Levine. A thunderous clout to straightaway left, and it's a 2-1 Guertin lead. Just like that, sitting on the 1-0 fastball, and he did not miss it. Boy, when you look back, the outfield pretty much wasn't playing deep enough for Kyle Levine, as they had to look into the distance to see that ball. I believe that's Drew Frost out there and left, and he was a good, I don't know, he's like 90 feet away from that fence, and that ball cleared it pretty easily out there by Alex Shoes. A no-doubter home run off of the bat of Kyle Levine, and it is a 2-1 Bishop Guertin lead. Medeiros pitch. Nicely done on the inside corner. Hayden Shattuck, the right fielder, the batter right now for Guertin. Trying to restart things after the buzzworthy home run there by Kyle Levine to straightaway left. Looked like Shattuck trying to go back to back with that mighty hack, but tops it at his feet. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1 and 2 on the way. Emergency hack on a inside outside front door curveball and a nice catch down the line by Isaiah Hedquist. Not sure if that would have been fair or foul, but certainly a nice grab to his left. Isaiah tracking that one down. Isaiah Hedquist playing some fine baseball for South. He's got the RBI single and now a nice play defensively down there at first. That's a second out of the inning. The leadoff batter, Hayden Meany, grounded out to third, followed by the single by Mitchell and the home run by Levine. Line out. And here we are with the 5th batter of the inning. Cam Thibault, center fielder for BG. Swings and misses, 2 balls and 1 strike. So Guertin answering back, going down 1-0 in the top half of the first. And then a 2-run homer. Blazing fastball over the outside corner there, just about belt high. Evens the count at 2-2. Nolan Medeiros rocks and throws, and it's in the dirt. So the count's gone full as Cam Thibault seeks to extend the inning. On deck is Max Reardon, who is designated hitting for pitcher Brandon Metivier today. Ground ball left side, River Hart 2 steps to his right, shows off that gun of an arm, and it's a out. Beautifully done on a ball in the hole by shortstop River Hart. And we go to the top of the second inning. It is a 2-1 Bishop Guertin lead. The home run ball coming into play here in high school baseball. No guarantee you're going to see that on any given day, especially when you're playing in a stadium of major league proportions. But Kyle Levine making the park look probably like he did in Little League. I'm sure he had a few at the earlier levels of play. And an exciting clout when you see one, especially at this level, leave the yard. So it's a 2-1 score as we go to the top of the second inning here at historic Holmen Stadium. John Collins along with Tom King, Tim O'Neill on camera, and our executive producer today, as always, Pete Johnson, who has scheduled us for an exciting lacrosse doubleheader tomorrow on Tuesday, April 27 at Stellos Stadium. Just down the way here on Amherst Street. Actually, Amherst Street to Broad Street. I'm trying to figure out how to drive there. Just do it by habit, but yeah, it's not far to Nashua. High south down the street from them is Stellos, and just across the river, Nashua North. We look forward to doing some North lacrosse and baseball games also this spring on Nashua TV. So leading it off for the Panthers and checking his swing on a strike called over the far outside corner, Caleb Rich draws leadoff duty for the Panthers as he ducks out of the way of that like changeup that got away from the hand of Brandon Metivier. Starting pitcher for BG, who got into all kinds of trouble in the first inning because of a couple of walks, mainly after an error. Bases were loaded with nobody out, and he nearly got out of the inning totally unscathed, but the blue pit by Isaiah Hedquist plated a run before the trail runner was gunned down at the plate to end the inning. Check swing. They're going to have to ask if he went, I think. They're not going to check. No. They check everything in the major leagues. Anything, any hint of a swing, they're all over it. Ask the umpire, did he go? 3 balls and 2 strikes now as the fastball misses high. Caleb Rich working the count here as the leadoff hitter in the 2nd inning. Brandon Metivier throws off the end of the bat. Will do the 3-2 again as Brandon gets a new baseball. One of the things you notice, the kids on BG. Strike 3 called. Brilliant pitch. I guess one of those that's in the too close to take category, but Caleb gets caught looking, and it is the first strikeout of the game for Brandon Metivier, who has got to be happy with how he spotted that right in the catcher's mitt, right where he set up with the target on the outside corner. First pitch swinging is Jake O'Connor, and he is thrown out by the 3rd baseman. Jake Mitchell with a nice play to his left. He had to cover some ground there. It's a tough play if you let it go to the shortstop because he's got to come all the way in and throw on the dead run. So quickly 2 outs on successive pitches, a strikeout and a ground out. And the hitter is Adam Picard. Strike 2. Noticeably popping the mitt here in the 2nd inning with that fastball. Brandon Metivier getting aggressive, as his pitching coach would probably want him to do, with the bottom 3rd of the order, going right after the hitters. That was not a waste pitch right there. It was too close to take, and Adam Picard fought it off. Still 0-2. Pitch on the way. Fights that one off as well. That was another one that was bidding for the inside corner. Some sort of a breaking ball there from Metivier that might have got the call on, but Adam Picard spoils it. That one grazed his bat as he ducked. That goes as a foul ball. It was nearly a hit by pitch, but instead the bat came into play, and you could hear it tick off the aluminum on the way to the backstop. So it's still 0-2. And the 3rd base coach wants to know, are you sure that didn't tick the helmet instead of the bat? And the umpire barely acknowledges the question. It's like, no. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Brandon Metivier with the competitive fire there in the 2nd inning. Got into a jam in the 1st inning, nearly gave up a crooked number, held South to 1 run, and in the 2nd inning, asserts himself there with a couple of strikeouts surrounding a ground out. So a 1-2-3 inning, and the Panthers will trot back onto the field trying to hold Bishop Guertin with that Cardinals with that 2-run homer, having a 2-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. So it'll be Max Reardon, the DH, followed by Alex Lambalot, BG's left fielder, and if due up 3rd this inning, shortstop Luke Anderson will be facing Nolan Medeiros in the bottom of the 2nd inning. In an April 26th contest, it's a Monday, sunny, a little bit breezy and cool here at Holmen because we had a 4 o'clock start instead of a 4:30 start. The sun has not yet crept. I mean, the shadow has not yet crept up to home plate from the press box here at Holmen. By the end of the game, that shadow you see there behind home plate will be out to the mound just about if we play another hour. So Nolan Medeiros will go from the windup here as he faces Max Reardon, right-handed hitter. That one misses high. Max DHing for pitcher Brandon Metivier. in high school ball, you'll see pitchers bat for themselves a lot, often the best athletes on the field. Sometimes not only pitching, but batting high in the order. 1-1. Looping curve stays up. 2 balls and 1 strike to Max Reardon. And Medeiros rocks and throws. That's one way outside and up. So an easy take there for Reardon, who's got a 3-1 count in his favor. Nolan Medeiros featuring mainly fastballs in his outing so far. Does it again, but even though he's probably looking for it, Reardon swings over the top of a fastball that jammed him a little bit. If it was a strike, it was definitely right on the inside corner. So the count's full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Let's see if Nolan dares to go to something off speed here on 3-2. Nope, that's the fastball. It's strike 3. Certainly the Cardinals didn't like the call, but that probably goes in the too close to take category. It was maybe an inch off the plate. The umpire liked it enough to call it strike 3. So first out of the inning, and Alex Lambalot will get his first at bat of the game, the left fielder for Bishop Guertin. Looks at a strike. Now it is Nolan Medeiros who's popping the mitt with some confidence here in the second inning, just as Brandon Mativier did for Bishop Guertin, attacking the hitters in the bottom third of the order. Curveball misses up and away, and good job springing out of his crouch by Caleb Rich to receive that. Center fielder Chris Keefe just shading Alex Lambalot a couple steps to left center to pull. Caleb Rich has had to come out of his crouch a few times now to corral these fastballs from Nolan Medeiros. And it's a 2-1 count. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strikes to Alex Lambalot, with Luke Anderson awaiting on deck. 3-1. So on the 3-1 pitch to the previous batter, Max Reardon, Medeiros found the inside corner followed by the outside corner. Let's see if he can come up with some pressure pitches here on 3-1 to Alex Lambalot. That one just outside. So it is a walk with 1 out. Opportunity knocking for BG to start something here before the top of the order comes back up again. And here's shortstop Luke Anderson batting in the 8th spot in the order. Takes a, oh, the umpire looked like he was about to call a strike and did not. Just missing. 1 ball and no strikes. Luke Anderson stands far back in the box. Throw to first base just to check in on Alex Lambalot, who didn't have the biggest lead over there, but just want to keep him thinking defensively, I guess, was Medeiros. That's a nice pitch on the inside corner at the knees, so working both sides of the plate. Medeiros staying with the hard stuff mostly. Let's see if BG wants to take a chance on the bases to test the arm of Caleb Rich. Runner does not go, and that one is in the dirt. Turns out didn't need to risk a steal at all, just waited for the wild pitch. And into scoring position goes Alex Lambalot. Count is 2-1 on Luke Anderson. I saw an older gentleman down below that line drive to center field is going to get in there for a base hit. Alex Lambalot wasn't quite sure if maybe the second baseman would come up with a diving catch on that, so he had to put the brakes on, then go to third. So it's first and third. Luke Anderson getting the job done, finding an opening in that infield. Not all that hard hit, but it's first and third with one out. And the number 9 hitter up there for Bishop Guertin, Dominic Monaco, manning the first base bag for BG. Today having his first time up to hit against Nolan Medeiros, and he takes a ball high. RBI opportunity here for Dominic Monaco. He'll be followed by Hayden Meany, the leadoff batter in the order. There goes the runner. He's going to have to watch and see if this ball's caught. It's not going to be caught. It is driven to the far boards of right field, and it's a chance for at least a triple for Dominic Monaco. He's going to get there easily, standing. A 2-run triple by Dominic Monaco, who got a great piece of that pitch and just drove it directly over the right fielder's head. So BG with some booming hits in the first and second innings here. Home run from Kyle Levine in the first and a 2-run triple from Dominic Monaco in the bottom of the second. Driving home Alex Lambalot and Luke Anderson, who got on his horse when he saw that ball go over the right fielder's head. Dominic Monaco ends up at third standing. Ball went all the way to the triangle here at Holmen, which is, instead of being in right center field like it is in Fenway, it's in straightaway right where they bring the big trucks and equipment in through. Here at Holmen Stadium. The only hit that the Cardinals don't have so far today is a double. They've got the single, the homer, and the triple from various players. Hayden Meany grounded out to third his first time up. BG second baseman. 4-1. The Cardinals lead it. 2 runs in the first and 2 runs here in the second. Times called by the batter while he was in the box. It's one where he's looking at the pitcher and calls it. The umpire grants time. There's a good chance that Kyle Levine comes up here in the second inning. That ball actually hits the batter's elbow, and the coach is going to argue that he didn't try to get out of the way. In fact, it might have been an opposite gesture, and that is what the discussion is. The umpire says, I really didn't see that. He might ask him to have the other umpire weigh in on it. And instead, it is a hit by pitch. And, you know, one of the elements of that argument is that South is cognizant that Kyle Levine could likely get up here again with men on base, because there's only 1 out and he's on deck now for the Cardinals, with the hitter being Jake Mitchell, who lined a hard single to right ahead of that home run just an inning ago. There's a ball outside. BG could put a steal on here, but then again, you get the big bats up, and they might want to be just content to see what Mitchell and Levine can do with the bats rather than try to double steal. That one's driven deep to center field. It's going to be a long run back for Keefe. He can't find it, and it falls in front of him. He's going to fire it on to third base. It is a run home on a double, a sun-aided double for the Bishop Guertin Cardinals. Chris Keefe simply lost it in the sun, and you can see by the shadow that he's casting on the grass right there that that is exactly where that ball went. A very high fly to center. Jake Mitchell now with a single and a double in the game. First base is empty, and this is where either you don't want to give Kyle Levine anything good to hit, or you just say to the umpire, put him on. First base empty with only one out. And after that display of power his first time up, I don't think that South even wants to mess with the three-hitter in this situation. Long conversation. The umpire is going to have to go out and break it up. 5-1 lead for Bishop Guertin. Certainly was driven high and deep to center. Ball didn't carry as far as I thought it was going to, or perhaps Chris Keefe thought it was going to, is because he went too deep to locate it in the sun. So here's Nolan Medeiros. Looks like he's going to pitch to Kyle Levine. By all appearances, hits him with it. Well, that's one way to avoid the intentional walk. A breaking ball that comes nowhere near the plate and hits Levine somewhere on the left side. So bases loaded. And here is Hayden Shattuck, who lined out to the first baseman, Isaiah Hedquist, making a nice play just inside the line or on top of the line in the first inning. BG has sent 7 batters to the plate here in the second inning. Long drive to right center field. Chris Keefe locates this one, but it's going to be a sac fly. Throw to third, heads up play by River Hart, and the ball just is dropped, or it would have been an out at third base. Shortstop. Actually, no, that was Isaiah Hedquist, excuse me, the first baseman, cutting it off as he should, playing the cutoff man to that throw from right center. Picked up on the fact that the trail runner, Jake Mitchell, was far off the base, tagging up from second, and they almost got him at third, but the ball was dropped before the tag. 6-1 lead for the Cardinals now, and the sac fly by Hayden Shattuck getting it done. Drove that ball pretty deep to right center. Aiden Meany tagged up and scored on the ball to right center. So, and that one misses low and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Cam Thibault also batting for the second time in 2 innings. He grounded out to short to end the first inning. He doesn't want to end the second inning, I'm sure, on another ground ball, but we'll see what happens. Instead, it's 3 balls and no strikes to Cam Thibault, who's batting for the second time in 2 innings, as did the first 4 guys in the order already. Pitch. Strike called over the outside corner as Nolan Medeiros gets it over. Cam Thibault, the center fielder for Bishop Guertin. Spells it with a K, K-A-M. Hitters count. There goes the runner. Very high and a difficult play for the right fielder. He's got a long run for this and gets there. Great job of tracking that one down in right field. It was a situation where he's playing at least straightaway, if not shading toward the right center field gap, and had to run about 100 feet to get over and make that play. That was Adam Picard that made that play in right field for South, and he might have saved 2 runs with that. Running over there to make that play just inside the right field line. That would have been a fair ball. So unfortunately for Cam Thibault, he does make the last out of the second inning, and but they did get to bat around. The Bishop Guertin Cardinals, very impressive here through the first 2. Brandon Mativier, their pitcher, got in a huge jam in the top of the first inning with bases loaded and nobody out, and only gave up the 1 run. Followed by a 2-run homer in the bottom of the first by Kyle Levine. Then BG bats around in the second inning and plates 4 runs. Big blow A 2-run triple by Dominic Monaco. So we go to the top of the 3rd inning, and the Panthers will have their top of the order up. Chris Keefe, Leo Capico, and River Hart, the 1, 2, 3 hitters, due to bat for the Panthers. We saw Chris Keefe in action a few days ago here at Holmen, and he was excellent in center field, but got victimized by the 4 o'clock sun, or the 4:30 sun here at Holmen on that double, that run-scoring double by Jake Mitchell.
Had to let it fall in front of him.
Yeah.
You could tell he didn't have it. And he made the, when he knew he didn't have it and couldn't see it, he made the smart play to keep it in front of him. But still, it's a ball that should have been caught, and it goes as a double. Ball's carrying. There's no question about it. And Guertin's taking advantage of it.
Mighty cut there by Keefe, foul back.
I'll tell you, one telltale play that really opened the door was when River Hart could not snag that foul ball in the 1st inning.
I forgot about that.
That
was certainly a long way to run, but he put himself in position to.
It was his ball, and he backed off after the other player came in. Appeared that way anyway, and he was told it was his. And now Medeiros has got all sorts of momentum. Boy, he has found it. This is not the same pitcher we saw the first 4 or 5 hitters.
I agree. He stepped it up.
Wow.
And he's popping the mitt. Now, Tom, Kyle Levine, we don't have the heights and weights, the young man that hit the home run who's batting in the 3 spot, the catcher for Bishop Guertin.
Yes.
He's a big boy. He's got to be over 6 feet tall.
Yeah, he's
got the Tony Pena. Did you see what he just did on the pitch previous
with
there?
With the leg way out?
The leg way out?
Yeah.
Able to do the split and get down on the ground?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
BG has turned out some good catchers over the years.
Yeah. I mean,
one of them is going to be out. One of them is on the roster for the Silver Knights this year.
Ground ball sharply hit toward the middle and through for a base hit. Leo Capico aboard with 1 out. Wrapping a ground ball up the middle, and River Hart, your batter.
The other big play, the hit by pitch.
Yes.
When South argued that he kind of leaned into it,
which I think is true.
And I think it is true. It could. I've seen that call go against teams before.
I have too. The home plate umpire I think he admitted he didn't see it.
That's Jeff Kleiner behind the plate.
Jeff Kleiner just admitted he didn't have an angle on it, and they didn't ask the base umpire either, though.
No, they did not.
So River Hart up there with an opportunity to drive a teammate home. He's been ducking a few pitches today. He's looking around now. Is this a thing?
I don't know, but this is, I mean, Guertin has really hit the ball a lot better than I expected them to in terms of depth. I mean, this ball, they've hit some deep, deep balls.
Yeah, certainly the left fielder for South wasn't expecting the clout that he got from Kyle Levine, because he was, I think,
no, but how about the triple?
He was like 90 feet away from the fence, and then that one,
the triple to right center. I mean,
all the way to the wall.
All the way.
Yep. Strike, taking all the way on 3-0. 3-1 now to River Hart. BG leading 6-1.
With bases loaded, nobody out on the top of the first. South needed to get more than 1 run.
Fouled off to the right, and we'll do the 3-2 pitch now to River Hart.
I gotta say, Medeiros looked lost when he first went out there to start the game, and now he's just, he's
pitching with confidence.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Big lead over at first base for Capico, and aware of that.
I watched him warm up in the 2nd inning, and he was just, he was throwing those pitches as if there was a batter at the plate, which you don't really want a pitcher to do. You don't want him to wear him out, but he was.
Capico's going on this, but
they
sniffed it out.
He was. They sniffed it. You're right.
They trust River Hart to make contact here on the 3-2 pitch, so that's the kind of batter that you.
Well, that's just it. If you're down 5 runs, you're gonna have a guy go on 3-2. Then, and Hart is doing a good job of protecting the plate.
Yep.
But it seemed, John, in all those long balls, that Nolan Medeiros got caught with his off speed. His off-speed pitches just were hit hard.
Yeah. There's the 3-2 again, and again protecting.
Yeah, protecting that plate.
Riverheart spoils it. I saw an older gentleman here tonight, Tom. He was wearing BG team colors. Reminded me of Bob Bates, just for a second from behind, you know. And the Oscars did their in memoriam last night, all the people they've lost in the field in the last year. And I wanted to mention Bob Bates. He's missed.
Yeah, he is. He sure is.
Very high to center field. This is a shallow.
It's going to be a tough play. It should have been a
late
shortstop
reaction,
play.
and it's going to fall.
The shortstop's got to make that.
Hedquist is going to make it to second base in time.
Shortstop has got to make that play. And I think he lost it in the sun.
It was up there forever. The infielder definitely had a chance to put himself in position to make the catch.
And
but
they're dealing with the sun, but that is not the center fielder's ball. Shortstop's got to take charge, make that play. And he gave way to the center fielder where maybe he could have stayed with it.
And Leo Capico made it to second base.
So let's see if South can take advantage of the mistakes just like Guertin did.
Exactly. And trailing by 5, they need to come away with something here in a 7-inning game. There'll be a pitcher-catcher conference now with Dean Adams at the plate.
Yeah,
Dean Adams had an
first
opportunity.
time out,
and
he popped up second base.
Yeah, it was bases loaded and nobody out at the time, Tom, and it was a key at bat.
Yeah, it was.
We saw Dean hit a ringing single a few days ago. He's got a good bat. Just needs to find some open space here. Strike called. Again, coming after the hitters with some confidence. Brandon Metivier, BG's pitcher, pitching like you want him to do with a big lead. That one just misses, and it was framed by Kyle Levine an extra second. He thought that might have caught the corner. And now Levine telling Metivier where that missed inside, although he probably still isn't convinced. Healthy lead off of second base for Capico. Big lead off of first for Riverheart. Fisted to right. It's going to be a long run for the
not as
fielder.
long as you think.
Not that long.
No, he was in and the ball was rising.
Yeah, he was in.
He was in, but the ball started to rise. When the ball started to rise, I knew he would have some extra time to get it.
So Adams got jammed on it.
I have a little bit more different angle on the far side of the box than you do, so I can kind of tell where the ball is, what the ball is doing a little bit, and where the fielder is.
Yeah, these outfielders are basically telling the South hitters, we challenge you to hit it over our heads.
Yeah, well,
especially your center fielder.
Yeah, well, Guertin did a lot of that in the first 2 innings, didn't they?
Yep.
Boy.
Yeah, here's Nolan Medeiros, who lined hard to the right fielder his first time up. You remember, Tom, and South didn't tag. Chris Keefe at third base elected not to tag up on the line drive off the bat of Medeiros to the right fielder.
Yeah, that surprised me.
I think it was a base running mistake myself. I think you want
Well, you have a coach right there.
You do, but
you know, Jim Guy is right there to tell him one way or the other. So, and I didn't hear him say no. So.
After 4 innings in Hudson, North leads Alvern 2-1 in their baseball game.
It's a good game.
Yeah, we saw Alvern's got a really good team. Poked down into the concessions area by Nolan Medeiros.
Well, they got a coach that knows them very well. Adam Perkins has been around a lot of those kids, and he works.
Oh yeah.
And he's in the Mike Lee school of, you know, you got free time, we're going to practice.
1-2 pitch coming up here with 2 outs. Medeiros trying to come up with something, but
is that a big pitch or what? I mean, you're in all sorts of trouble with your defense letting you down, and you go and, you know, and you're throwing a lot of pitches to a hitter, and then all of a sudden you come in with a sweeping breaking ball, and they can't touch it.
Yeah, South has had a lot of base runners in this game, but only 1 run so far through 2. BG off to a strong start here in their home game at Holmen Stadium.
Yeah, this was switched. It was supposed to be South's home game, but evidently National Athletic Department didn't have, it's school vacation week, so they didn't have the available coverage to staff the gate, and because they have you register and everything else, And so they opted to switch with BG, and they'll have the home game on Wednesday. And I believe Wednesday's game is, I'm not sure what, I believe it's a 4:30 start, but not positive on that.
So an interesting little side note to this game to me, I think it's a rule that Nashua public school athletes have to wear masks when they play games, and of course the private schools make their own rules, right?
True.
So in the same game where you see South's players all masked up, you see that BG players electing not to wear
True,
masks.
but at that
right?
Board of Education meeting that was held, not the recent one, but the one that was held when the spring program got approved, was that there were certain positions that could be optional for masks. And pitching and catching, I believe, were a couple of them. So in terms of running the hurdles, things like that, because of the depth perception. So, but they are all masked, and
Yep.
that's how we go.
Yeah, and I was just pointing out, I think that the BG players are not. So I don't know if that's an advantage or not at this point. Some of them. It's one of those games where you might want to wear it for warmth. So it's 1-0 the count to the leadoff hitter, Max Reardon, who also led off the second inning before BG batted around. BG up here in the third inning.
And the fans are not all masked.
No.
As well.
That one's inside. Looked like might have been a straight change from Medeiros as the wind picks up.
Now, if you remember last year at Silver Knight games, you could stay in your seat unmasked. You did not have to wear a mask during that. Which I imagine,
pod.
which I imagine will be the rule this next month. A month from tomorrow is opening night at Holmen Stadium.
May 27. I thought it was early too, Tim. Yeah, but
No, it's not early.
It's not early.
It seems early because last year they opened in July.
I thought they opened like the first weekend of June.
No. Actually,
I think Tim's right. I think they used to open in the first week of June.
actually, what they would do, well, no, not necessarily. I'll
On the road,
I'll go
maybe?
into it in a second.
First batter is aboard by the way of the walk for Max Reardon, and here's Alex Lambalot, who walked and scored in the second inning. Batting here in the third. That's a strike.
So, it used to be they come and report on Memorial Day, work out for a day, and then they go on a road on Wednesday or
There goes
Thursday.
the runner.
Yep, there he goes, and he is going to be in there. No coverage. No one covering for Nashua South.
Some miscommunication
Boy,
between
they
the
are
mid-infielders.
way off their game today. They are making a lot more mistakes. I mean, the other day they were dominated by good pitching. Today Guertin's got a share of great hits that have done it, but South's helped a little bit with some miscommunication on the field.
They try the pick off there, and
So the Silver Knights would open up on the weekend here,
Yep.
Friday or
Right.
Thursday or Friday or whatever. Memorial Day is very late this year. It's the 31st. So that they're not going to start then. So they're starting right around the same time.
and a key strikeout there for Medeiros as Lambalot waves over the top of that breaking ball. One out in the
That
third.
is a big strike, and it's one of the few breaking balls Guertin hasn't been able to touch.
Here's Luke Anderson, singled and scored one of the 6 BG runs. Bottom of the order, very productive today so far for Guertin. All 3 batters, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, have scored a run. And Nolan Medeiros starts off Luke Anderson with a curveball for a strike. Checks the runner at second and delivers. Staying off speed, 0-2. Dominic Monaco, who had that 2-run triple is on deck.
So the opening night will be May 26th for the road. They will go to Vermont. And then,
First of a few long trips to Vermont, huh?
well, they're going to make some long ones to Norwich too. But then they will open up on the 27th against Worcester.
And they're going to give out their
The championship rings. And then they will go on the road to Worcester the next night. No, they'll go to
Swung on there, the fastball there. So Medeiros stepping it up
They'll
after the leadoff walk.
They'll go to Western Mass on Friday and Brockton on Saturday before coming home to face Brockton on Sunday. So that's the opening weekend.
So sneaking a peek at the right fielder.
You can read all about it, not tonight, but tomorrow night on NashuaTelegraph.com.
Adam Picard actually took a few steps back in right as the 9-hitter Dominic Monaco came to the plate, Tom. Hit a ball over the right fielder's head his first time up, and Adam Picard playing noticeably deeper this time.
Number 9 hitter with a triple.
One of the 2 big hits in this game. The other one, the home run to straightaway left by Kyle Picard, BG's catcher, jumping all over a 1-0 pitch and hitting out to the Alex Shoes sign in left. Always an exciting play to see a home run in high school ball, Tom, at this level.
Don't see too many of them. Not here.
Ground ball sharply hit. That's a fair ball just over the bag. Isaiah Hedquist
no.
with a nice play and makes it.
Just barely. If he had hesitated one more second, he would have lost it. But Hedquist with a good play.
Saves a run.
Yes, definitely.
And that's the second nice defensive play that Isaiah Hedquist has made down at first
base.
And,
John, the second sharp hit by the number 9 hitter. Ball was hit hard.
Yeah, he was robbed of another extra base hit there.
Yes, he was.
Good piece by Dominic Monaco. It turns, though, into the 3rd out of the inning. And put a star next to that one for Isaiah Hedquist. So maybe energized by their pitcher with the 2 strikeouts and their first baseman with a nice defensive play, South will try to come up to bat and do something against a tough pitcher in Brandon Metivier, who has stepped up his game after the first inning jam that he got out of with 1 run.
Tim O'Neill, gloves? Really?
I don't blame him.
I guess, you know what? I guess not. He's sitting in the open air, I'm not. So
I definitely am feeling like,
no,
I
guess so. And I was down in the sun down there.
Yeah.
So. All right, Tim, I'll let you off the hook for this one. Tomorrow you don't need them.
Talking about gloves.
Tomorrow I don't think you'll need them.
Boys around here wear gloves when it gets this cold.
Well, I got my mittens still in the car. Hey, you needed them the other night.
I wish I should have brought my batting gloves.
You needed them on Thursday night. I would have hoped that that's the last real cold
yeah, that was wintry.
time.
Wintry.
Yes.
Tomorrow we have a doubleheader. Boys and girls lacrosse. Tom just promised us the weather will be even nicer or nicer than this.
Oh, it'll be much nicer than this. It'll be in the high 60s, no wind. Should be fine.
Is that the BG South theme again? With lacrosse?
That is what we get.
Nice.
I don't know who the home team.
That should be good. The girls, both girls lacrosse teams are good this year, South included, right?
That's where South is beating the teams they should beat, and they're beating them by a lot.
Which is that
eye-opening part. I think the eye-opener is going to be when they face BG.
Yeah.
But still, it'll be interesting. It's a good, no pun intended, it's a good measuring stick for the Panthers.
Taking a couple of fastballs up for balls.
And the thing is,
2-0.
everybody plays each other twice.
Oh, I think that thing happened where the guy who makes the great defensive play leads off. Inning.
That's right. The old baseball adage. That always happens.
Isaiah Hedquist is up, and he is on base.
And he had a good eye. He did not chase the pitches outside. Now, sometimes Jeff Kleiner has called that a strike, but not now.
Caleb Rich will be the batter. He got caught looking on a really nice pitch by Brandon Metivier. I think it was a 3-2 count in Caleb's first time up. That one's outside. So opportunity here for South. Their 7, 8, 9 hitters are now batting, and if they could put some runners on base, get the top of the order up there. They might have a crooked number inning. Brandon Metivier suddenly struggling with his control a bit. Walked the batter, now has gone 2-0 on the 7-hitter, Caleb Rich, who's probably taking here on 2-0. Up and in, 3-0. So down by 5, this would be an automatic take. South has 2 hits. Bishop Guertin's got 5 hits, and including a home run and a triple. That's ball 4. So suddenly Brandon Metivier is struggling a little
you
bit.
You don't want walks. You're up
cue,
6-1, and now Guertin is going to get some action in the bullpen.
Yeah, you're right. On cue, they come out of the bullpen with a pitcher, a catcher, and a guy that will protect against line drives.
So let's see if the Panthers decide to, even though they're down 5, it is high school baseball, and you force teams to make plays to beat you. Let's see if they try to have them run.
Jake O'Connor, sharply hit ground ball out to the third baseman his first time up. I mean, yeah, that was Jake Mitchell. A couple of Jakes playing third base today. Jake O'Connor for South. That was a great bid.
Oh, got him. They got
Kyle
him.
Levine, what a play.
Picked off.
Kyle Levine, have a game. Oh, crap. That was a great throw behind the runner.
What?
And BG steals an out. And that's got to be a huge pressure reliever on your pitcher, too.
Sure is.
To get an out like that.
Medeiros got to come in
down
with a strike,
by 5.
Though. He's going to give it right back with another walk if he's not careful here.
What year is Kyle Levine in the? Is he a senior?
Don't know.
Look it down here.
Shit.
I don't have it.
Junior,
yeah.
according to.
Junior.
Yep. According to his principal.
He's a guy to track. Definitely. The 3-1. Fouled over Tom. And it's a full count here on Jake O'Connor, who was batting with first and second and nobody out. Now he's trying to stay alive here and maybe set the table for the 9-hitter and top of the order. That's ball 4. So he's on. That makes that pickoff hurt of Caleb Rich hurt even more.
Sure does.
Caleb Rich is the catcher for Bishop Guertin, so his counterpart picking him off.
Catcher for Nashua
yeah.
South.
Yeah,
South.
the catcher for South pitched off
right.
the catcher. It was
catcher for Guertin picked off the catcher for South.
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing. And he almost thought he was going to do it again, but that's a play where.
Meanwhile, I got the play at the plate on photo. The stand-up play with the tag. Yes, I did.
Now, who threw that? Was it the right fielder or the second baseman? I wasn't. Oh, that goes to the backstop.
They got a chance at second,
yeah,
and Levine had it, but he couldn't get it. Got to play that Karam, and he wasn't quite able to do it. So now it's second and third with 1 out. South has a chance here. You know, a base hit puts South right back in the game.
And knowing that, it's going to be a conference on the mound here. Adam Picard struck out his first time up.
This is Scott Painter coming out to the mound now, so that may mean a hook. Let's see. He's going to check and talk to him. See, he's going to tell him, look, you got to put the ball over the plate here.
Let's see. They have Chris Keefe on deck, of course, the top of the order. I don't know. Maybe he's telling him this will be his last batter, and to.
No, you saw Painter how demonstrative he was.
Yeah.
Telling him, you're putting the ball here. You need to put it there.
Thought he gestured to keep it down, but I don't know.
I think he did, and look what that pitch was.
Yeah.
Now.
Maybe to. I'm not sure why you would say that. Strike on the inside corner. It was a nice pitch there on 3-1 now to the hitter. That was a take all the way, though, for Adam Picard.
I think you should take here, too.
Yes. That's in the dirt, and it's going to bounce wildly to the
And
screen.
it's going to allow
That's a gift
run to score.
So
And
first and third.
Yep.
So a promising inning continues for South. Would have been a lot more promising without the pickoff by the catcher, but 1 out and first and third, and to the top of the order we go. And Chris Keefe with an opportunity here. Chris Keefe has batted twice this afternoon, and he has reached on an error and scored and struck out. Top of the fourth inning, South trailing 6-2. Chris Keefe batting against Brandon Metivier. Looking over his shoulder, good long look at the runner before he hits the outside corner. So good mound presence being exhibited here by Brandon Metivier, holding the runner at first and then still able to hit his spot. The 0-1 pitch on the way, timeout called by the batter. Thought he was getting maybe quick pitched a little bit, I guess. Chris Keefe resets. South still have that really big hit in this game. That's high.
They haven't had to. They don't need it right now. If he
Yep.
keeps pitching the way he is.
I'm thinking sort of like an extra base hit with men on board,
Right.
kind of thing.
Well, I'm just saying right now they don't need it.
Yeah, exactly. They're still in table setting mode here for.
Yeah, I don't even think it's table setting, John. He's putting people across the plate the way he's doing this. He's wild pitched to run home already, and Lord knows where he'd probably be out of the game by now were it not for that pickoff. And the relief pitcher is ready for BG, so I imagine this may be his last hitter. Yeah, he's
Levine,
way off his rhythm.
yeah.
The rhythm that we saw him develop.
In the second and third
Yeah,
innings.
well, even at the end of the first, you know,
Yep.
it's all gone.
A 3-1 pitch on the way to Chris Keefe, and he takes that for a strike, and a generous call at that on the upper outer corner. So a full count, a big pitch forthcoming here. South trailing by 4 runs, 1 out, 2 on, and a 3-2 pitch coming to Chris Keefe. There goes the runner. Foul tipped into the mitt for a strikeout. Throw to second into center field on the bounce.
Going to allow us run to score on the error on the throw.
Yep.
E2.
Kyle Levine maybe trying to do a little too much there, as he did a nice job of squeezing the foul tip for the strikeout, but here comes the coach. And there will be a pitching change.
Yep, definitely needed.
So this is Colin Tochey, T-O-C-H-E-Y, Toohey, sorry, T-O-O-H-E-Y, Toohey. Colin Toohey in relief for Bishop Guertin, right-handed pitcher. Trying to end the inning. He needs one more out. One of the outs coming on a pickoff. Kyle Levine picking off a trail runner for 1 out, and then the strikeout there to end his outing by Brandon Metivier, who did get the job done, Tom, in the end against Chris Keefe. You know,
but he
ends on a high note.
Right.
I had Brandon Metivier with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikeouts in 3 2/3 innings. Strikeouts a bit of a problem for South's batters, Tom, if you add up the game before and this one.
And they chase a lot of pitches. The off-speed stuff is hurting them.
So Adam Picard will trot back down to second base. And 2 outs for River Hart. Chance, Leo Capico, excuse me. He's been perfect on the day so far, both defensively and also at the plate. A walk and a single. Trying to keep the inning alive. Takes a strike on the upper inner. Looked like Leo maybe didn't think so from the tilt of the head. But throwing strikes out of the pen. Colin Toohey, rip foul. That was probably off the plate a bit inside. Getting the barrel to it was Capico.
You're right, though. They haven't hit the ball solid like that all day.
Right.
But we're in the fourth, and it's only a 3-run game.
Yep.
6-3.
Would only be a 2-run game if Leo could drive home that run from second with 2 out. Not an easy task. Fouls it. And the top 3 squares of net saved Tom on that one, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I think that
you got the glass closed
anyway.
The
glass closed. So
yeah.
I don't have to worry about it.
You got the bat shield.
Pete Johnson was sitting in my little room. I wonder if I should have charged him for the time.
What? Yeah. The room you kicked Nesson out of?
Yes.
Gobbled up and thrown to first. Good job in relief by
They were not
Colin
taking
Toohey.
my spot.
Yeah. The comebacker ends the inning. That's when Nesson did a Silver Knights game, right?
Yeah.
Are they coming back this year?
I'll find out if they're coming back this year or not.
Six to 3, Bishop Guertin leads as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. BG throwing up some crooked numbers in the first and second innings via a 2-run homer by Kyle Levine. And in the 3rd inning, a 2-run triple by the 9-hitter Dominic Monaco. So they've wrapped the ball around the yard. Nolan Medeiros, though, he's game for more competition as he goes out there to pitch the bottom of the 4th inning. South does have some people playing some catch down here. I don't know if that's an indication of warming up to come into the game. Drew Frost, I see.
So you're going to see your Monday pitchers. High school coaches are going to want to get some length out of them because they have a full week of games, coming up.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday?
Well, a lot of them. Some are playing 3 a week. Guertin's playing Concord, I believe. I don't know if they're playing Concord this week or not. I don't know if they have a 3rd game or not, but they've had a 3rd game in other weeks. So, but a lot of teams are just playing 2. But you want your pitchers to get some work, and don't forget, John, it's also an open tournament. So, you have to play a play-in game maybe, but on Memorial Day is the day for the play-ins, I believe. So it's going to be a busy month of May. A lot of stuff going on.
So Nolan Medeiros had his best inning of work in the 3rd, where he retired 3 out of 4 batters. And that takes us to the top of the order here in the 4th. Hayden Meany batting leadoff as he did back in the 1st inning. He has gone. What did he do his 2nd time up, Tom? Do you have that? Ground foul. I think he scored. Don't have how he got on base. Was it a hit by pitch or?
What, leadoff hitter? Yeah, hit by pitch. Grounded to short and hit by pitch.
Hit by pitch. I think he was the guy that
leaned in.
Leaned in. Coach was upset about it.
No, I don't. Yeah. Was he? I don't know. I thought it was a left-handed hitter.
No, it was
not.
him. Yeah, because Kyle Levine got plunked, but he didn't try to get hit by it.
Right.
Yeah, it was him.
It was a slow curve, and
he
just froze, stayed put.
Ended up scoring, so it's a 2-1 count now to Aiden. Ground foul.
Tomorrow we'll have girls lacrosse at 3 p.m. South against BG, and South against BG boys lacrosse at 7 p.m. And today something happened that hasn't happened in a long, long time. This morning, the Nashua South girls tennis team upset BG 5-4. And that was a little change from what we've seen over the years. BG has kind of dominated.
Did you happen to witness it? Or?
No, I did not. No.
Did you say
I'm
this?
energetic, John, but
Did you say this morning?
Well, there's no school. It's
Yeah, because it must have been pretty cold this morning for
yeah,
that. Huh?
yeah, I'm sure it was. Wasn't as windy, I don't
Tennis,
think.
huh?
Yep,
Nice.
tennis. Yep, I believe it was at BG.
Fly ball left field, drifting to his left.
He hit a hanging curveball, but the problem with that pitch was for the hitter was it was inside and he kind of almost golfed it. Ball kind of hung up there. Otherwise, if it was just a little bit further down, he might have been able to line it towards third. So there's one up, one down.
In the BG fourth, and that'll bring up Jake Mitchell, who is 2 for 2 today with a single and then that sun-aided double to center. The pitch outside.
Yeah, with these two teams, when it was 6-1, I said, well, this game is certainly not going to. That score is not going to stay. You've got two young teams with a lot of, no real dominant pitchers. So it's going to give, the offenses a chance to maybe make up some ground. And of course, you've seen the defensive mistakes that we saw, over the first 4 innings by really both teams. So, well, Guertin's kind of holding their own that way right now.
Line to left, sinking fast for a base hit. Going with the pitch, Jake Mitchell is 3 for 3.
Going with the pitch, but you know what? That left fielder in very shallow. I thought he had a chance to get it if he had gotten a jump on the ball, but he hesitated and he wasn't going to dive for it and let it go by him. That's for sure. So Levine with a base hit, and he has reached base all 3 times.
Mitchell.
Or Jake Mitchell.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kyle Levine has reached base twice.
now
Actually,
Levine's up.
one was just a trot around the bases
Yep.
for a homer, and the other was a hit-by pitch. Batting for his 3rd time this afternoon.
It's a good 2-3 combo for Guertin, and that's going to drop.
That's right center. That's trouble.
Caught!
No! What a diving play, Adam Picard.
That's a big catch, big-time catch by Picard. Came in, I thought that ball was going to drop, but it hung up just enough for Picard to come in and take the dive, and I think he knew that the ball wasn't hit that hard, so if it got by him, it wasn't going to go very far. And plus he had the center fielder, Keefe, backing him up a little bit or trying to get over there. But nice play by Picard. He had him shaded that way, and he was able to make that catch.
Yeah, I think you're right, Tom. I just checked the stats, and it was off the bat, it was a catch probability of only 11%. And Adam Picard was able to take it off the grass.
How about that? Now, if he was where he was now, I don't think he makes that catch.
There goes the runner. That is called getting a jump, and you don't even want to throw that ball.
No, yeah, exactly. That's a huge jump. No one thought he was going to steal.
Yeah, the only way you get a guy like that is if you happen to step off in time to, if you notice he's gone early and step off. That is Jake Mitchell with the speed. Actually, he probably has to steal that way. I hate to say it, but there's the throw to second, and they got him.
Oh, yeah, no, he's
Oh,
dead.
what a pickoff.
He was way off the bag.
And I'll tell you about that pickoff. That's not an easy throw for a pitcher to make. You see a lot of guys do the 360-degree spin move.
No throw from a pitcher to second base is easy.
Yeah.
How many times do we see that ball bounce over or go over somebody's head or whatever at any level, even the major leagues?
Right.
You know?
Right.
I mean, Mariano Rivera cost himself a World Series with a throw like that against Arizona.
So aggressive base running gives Jake Mitchell a steal, but also gets him picked off second base for the 3rd out of the inning.
You know, he had his arm out too, like he was trying to gauge the pitcher and everything else, and he was just caught flat-footed.
Yeah, so it ends up that only 3 batters come to the plate in the top of the 4th, which if you're Nolan Medeiros, that's a win. That's the top of the order, the 1, 2, 3 hitters. And he gets through it unscathed. So it's a hold, and now we get to see how the Panthers do against, it looks like yet another pitcher on the mound.
Don't keep us here any longer than we have to be, John. It's the top of the 5th.
Let's see who we go to now. It's number 21. Is that right?
I believe it's the same pitcher.
Is it the same pitcher? Colin Toohey, number 11.
Let's see.
I'd say 21 on that jersey. 21.
2-1.
That's Cam Thibault, who comes in from center field to pitch.
All right.
And we'll see who's in center. It's number 4, is it? Did Hayden Shattuck move from right to center? I've got to get my outfield, my defensive alignment correct here. Hayden Shattuck's now in center. That means they need a new right fielder. It might be the guy that was just pitching. And Cam Thibault into the game. He's going to have to tuck that shirt in. Says the umpire in the booth. Is that number 8 in right field for BG? That would be
all right, let's see what Cam Thibault has.
all right.
It's a 6-3 game. Yep, BG's moved people around. Let me tell you a story about Hayden Shattuck, John.
All right.
I covered Hayden Shattuck's father when he played at Pinkerton Academy in the early 1980s.
Remembered the name, huh?
Not only that, I probably took the best photo I've ever taken of Jay Shattuck.
That's why you remembered, yeah.
Play at the plate. He was the catcher, and I believe it was against Londonderry, and it was a head-first slide, dirt flying up and everything else, and got the picture shot of his face and the whole bit. So last June,
There goes the shirt tuck.
Yep, he's got to put it in.
One pitch in.
Yep, Scott Painter coming out to try to see what's going on. So last June.
Uh-oh, we have an issue on the finger here.
Oh, you're right.
Immediate blister. New pitcher.
Let's see.
He might not be able to throw another pitch. They're
He
going
might
to
not. They're going to go and see
first
if they
aid
can,
kit over there?
First aid, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, it's scissors he wanted.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Was it a wristband?
Maybe. So anyway, so I go to the first day of practice that you can have after the governor allowed the rules to allowed workouts for baseball.
Yeah.
For the Legion Age team that was going to play. I'll tell you after this pitch. And I took a picture of Hayden Shattuck trying to catch a fly ball, trying to backhand it during the workout. And of course,
very high, shallow right.
Yeah, and a little sun problem at second, but not in right. But he makes the catch. Boy, no fly ball is easy today. I'll tell you that.
It's all an adventure.
Yeah.
That was Hayden Shattuck. I think number 8.
Because you got to battle both
in right field.
You got to battle both the wind and the sun.
Yeah.
So of course I had to get the idea when I talked to Hayden. I said, Shattuck. I said, Father, isn't Jay Shattuck by any chance, is it? He goes, yes, it is. I said, I took a photo of him that was. And he goes, I have it.
Yes. I was going to ask if they still had it, right?
He says, I have it. He says, I remember that photo. I know that photo very well.
Did he want you to sign it?
Well, he didn't have it with him.
Kidding.
You don't want to ruin a good.
No, you want maybe on the back.
Don't want to ruin a good photo with my autograph on it. That's for sure.
Left-handed batter is it Dean Adams after the fly out by River Hart. Batting with 1 out and nobody on here in the South 5th inning, top of, trailing 6-2, 6-3, fouled off to the left. It is a 3-run game. South could get back in it.
This game is very competitive. You don't have that feeling that you had last Friday when South, we knew they
played
were
at Alvern and Alvern dominated.
But they weren't going to touch Jake, so you could tell. Hit him.
And that one.
Did it hit him?
I thought it did, Tom.
I thought it did too, but it might have hit him on the bounce.
And that would still be a hit by pitch.
It should be, yeah. Why? I mean, what caused that ball to ricochet?
Exactly. Did they just ignore it? I mean, that's a hit by pitch if it hits you on a bounce.
Yeah, but maybe he didn't move.
Maybe it hit the catcher's glove after all.
I don't know.
It sounded like
sure looked like
leg.
it hit him.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have to see it again.
Hit hard to left center. It's a long run. It's going to get
lost
down.
To the sun again, John.
Yep.
He had a jump on it. He was going to make the catch, and then he lost it.
This time the BG center fielder got victimized. So it is a sun-aided double for the Panthers. And at second base is Dean Adams, who gave it a nice ride.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Dufour out in center field have shades on last Friday? Didn't we see the glistening from off his glasses?
Yeah, Dufour for Alvern, you mean?
Yeah, didn't he?
I think he did.
Yeah, I mean,
he played a great center field that day, but it was about the same time of day too. You know.
Principal, I would put in a purchase order for shades for flip glasses.
Inside out, ground ball right side is going to be a tough play. It's a right field for a base hit.
They're
going to wave the runner home. It's a shallow throw. He's going to put the brakes on, and it's a good thing he did.
But I'll tell you what, you've got to get that ball. That ball was moving at a snail's pace, and he just gave up on it. You've got to move faster than that to get that ground ball. It just looked like that ball just did not want to make it to the outfield.
Hayden Meany, the second baseman, I don't know if I'd say he gave up on it, Tom. But
he did. He did because he stopped. Yeah. He stopped and let it go after a while. You know, because he didn't think he was going to be able to get to it. I mean, it wasn't he didn't. It wasn't a lack of hustle. It was a lack of judging the speed of the ball.
And the result is first and third with one out, and an opportunity here for the Panthers to add to their lead as Nolan Medeiros looks at a fastball up and in, 1 ball and 1 strike. Cam Thibault on in relief for BG, now in a bit of a jam. Nice pitch over the outside corner, knee high, and that's a 1-2 count.
Now you scored a run earlier with an errant throw from Levine, the catcher. I would test him again.
Have the runner go.
Don't have a lot of speed at third.
That's in the dirt. That would have been a great pitch to go on.
But I would definitely have him go. But in this case, right now, the BG defense has let its pitcher down. And let's see if he can pitch his way out of it. And let's see if South can take advantage of it. One or the other.
Medeiros is lined out hard to right and struck out and
waved at the off speed on the outer part of the plate.
Yeah, great location there by Thibault. And Medeiros kind of recognized too late that was going to be strike 3 called, and not much of a swing. He is out, and here comes Isaiah. I mean, that was Isaiah Hedquist, right, that just struck out? And that was...
Yes, that was Medeiros.
That was Medeiros. Right, Medeiros got the single in the infield. I'm all messed up in my book now. Dean Adams got the double.
Yep, Dean Adams got the double. Medeiros is the next hitter. Oh no, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm the one who's messed up. Yep.
Okay.
So you're right. So this is Rich.
Okay, and this is Rich.
Yeah, you're right. Didn't look like didn't look like Hedquist up there.
And making pitches, Cam Thibault.
Yeah, what he's doing is he's recovering from what's happened with his defense, but he's still down a count 2-1 with runners at the corners.
Strike
nice
2.
pitch, boy!
Yeah.
I'll tell you, he throws that again. He just looked like he had Rich frozen.
Yeah, that's actually, if you're hunting fastballs, that would have been a good pitch to hit.
Yeah. I'm looking for something away because South has lunged.
Yeah, and they set up away. And he hits it, strike 3.
Yep.
Oh,
wow.
That's just good pitching,
that
but also
that is great pitching.
It's got to be, you got to be in hit mode after, seeing the pitches he was making. So unfortunately for South, an opportunity missed there. Again, they get runners on base but can't capitalize, and it is a 3-run lead for BG as we go to the top of the 6th inning of a 7-inning game. 2 big strikeouts in a pressure situation by Cam Thibault, and justifying his coach's decision to put him into the game. We can see why the BG coaching staff has confidence in Thibault as a reliever. So let's see who South trots back out there. It is Nolan Medeiros who comes out for the bottom of the fifth.
He's going to give them some good length.
Yeah.
To get those 5 innings. And they don't have anybody warming up, or now they start someone to go down towards the bullpen to loosen up. So this could be Medeiros' last inning.
Cam Medeiros giving up 6 runs through the first 2 innings, but then in the 3rd and 4th inning, facing only 7 batters and retiring 6 of them. Actually, he gave up a single, but there was the pickoff at second base, or the sun-aided double pickoff. Could have been a fly out.
A lot of little plays in this game have made a big difference in a 3-run game.
Yeah. Couple of big hits for BG, the difference really.
Yep, the 2-run homer and the 2-run triple.
And here's Hayden Shattuck, the proud owner of a prize photo of his dad taken by Tom King eons ago.
He was a little shorter than it was in the summertime. Yep.
Leading off here in the 5th inning for the Cardinals. The 4, 5, 6 hitters due up against Nolan Medeiros, who rocks and throws.
But how incredible is that? That was almost 30 years. Was it 30 years ago? Almost 40 years ago.
In the 80s?
40 years. It was 83, 84.
84.
Maybe 84.
Wow, yeah.
Jay Shattuck was a good athlete at Pinkerton. I would have remembered him regardless of the photo. He was a quarterback. And
is he here?
I don't know if he's here. I've been to a few of these of Hayden's games, but I haven't seen him. But of course, would I recognize him now, some 40 years later? Don't know.
He might recognize you.
You never know. I look a lot different now than I did back then.
Yeah, do you? Is the pitch. Guy, I was surprised how much different he looks than when he was younger. I saw him last night. Steve Austin, the wrestler. I saw a video of when he was a young wrestler in the WWE, whatever it was. He had a full head of like yellow blonde hair.
Wow.
It's just amazing how different he looks now.
Stone
Time out by the batter.
Stone
Cold, Steve Austin, yeah. The voice is the same. It's funny they have that voice come out of the young version, but here's the 1-2 pitch to Hayden Shattuck from Nolan Medeiros. Hammered to short. River hard up with it, smoothly across the diamond, nicely done. And that is 1 up, 1 down in the BG 5th. Cam Thibault to bat now, is grounded 2 short. That was a nice play in the hole in the 1st inning by River Hart, and also flied to right. Had the unfortunate honor of ending the 1st and 2nd innings. You never want to do that as a batter.
It happens.
Actually, the thing you don't want to do is make the 1st out of an inning and the 3rd out of an inning when they all bat around in between you. If you play baseball long enough, it's bound to happen to you too. Here's the 1-0.
John, can you find a cloud in the sky? Because I can't. I don't believe there's a single cloud in the sky.
There is not.
Which in June would be great news, but
yeah, doesn't help us here in April somehow.
All, no.
Strike over the outside corner. Yeah, it's completely cloudless.
Medeiros has somewhat settled down since those rough first 2 innings.
Yeah, he sure has. That one ticks the helmet of the batter who ducked toward the plate. And I tell you what, it was only off the plate by inches.
It was, but he was crowding the plate. Yeah. Medeiros had a curveball that didn't bend. The hitter did try to avoid it. He ducked, so you can't say that he didn't try.
Yeah.
I saw Guertin lose a tournament game on a call like that. That was back in the early 90s, I think. I'm not sure. Oh my goodness. The first base coach went bananas.
Yeah. Quick move. Save. Good move by Medeiros, keeping the runner close. And that's a jersey full of dirt for Cam Thibault.
Third hit batter. Third hit batter by Medeiros.
Max Reardon takes a strike, and it's 0-1 to the designated hitter for Bishop Guertin. And there's a throw. He had the runner leaning, but
he had him in the
a
ball
wild
goes
throw.
by. Yep.
And he was thinking about third, but it's a good hustle play by Isaiah Hedquist to keep him to one base.
He won.
Yeah. That's always the danger when you have a really quick feet move like that. You don't lock in on where you're throwing it. And
any throw at the high school level is an adventure.
to a base.
Any throw to a base. Oh,
There it is, another
one.
Yeah, he's good at that. That's an all-arm throw.
Yeah, it is an all-arm throw. He was off target that time, but
Yeah.
it was a good save by the second baseman to keep that ball from going to the outfield.
Left side.
This
River
is
Hart in the hole. Gets rid of it in
now they're gonna throw
time.
to third. No, they're
Yeah,
gonna let
not
him
much
go.
you could do about that.
Nope.
That's the second nice play in the hole in this game for River Hart.
You know, and it probably saved a run because if he tries to make that throw, you're thinking it might skip by, but I still thought that they may have had a shot at third base.
Alex Lambalot walked and scored a run in 2 trips this afternoon, batting for the 3rd time tonight, or this afternoon, late.
Yeah, we got 41.
So Thibault at third base. He's our pitcher right now for BG. He's jersey challenged, Tom. It's tough to keep that thing tucked for Cam Thibault.
Is it out? No, it's way out now.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Yeah.
Yeah. The 1-1 pitch on the way to Alex Lambalot. To the shortstop. And a chance for the hat trick for River Hart. He gets all 3 putouts, or assists in this inning, I should say. 6-3 once again, and that keeps a run off the board. So 3 zeros in a row put up by South pitcher Alan Medeiros after
and I
6 runs of damage.
I don't think he's going to stay in the game.
I agree. It's a
I think
pretty
that's
good
probably
outing.
going to be it.
Yep. Good bounce back for him. Unfortunately, his team only with 3 runs scored so far. They're going to need some more against the BG defense. We'll see if they can come up with something here down to their last 6 outs.
Three, 4-1 for South. As John said, 6-6-3 for Bishop Guertin. The big blows in this game. 2-run homer. Kyle Levine. And then the number 9 hitter with a 2-run triple. A Sun double. And a sac fly. And that's how Nashua South has scored their Bishop Guertin has scored their 6 runs. Panthers got a good pitching performance after the first couple innings by Nolan Medeiros. The last 3 have been far different than the first 2. Defense aside, if I would say you take away the defensive miscues on both teams, John, I'd say you'd have a 4-2 game. What do you think?
Yeah,
Say
that
that's
sounds about right.
Yeah, I'd say
Yep.
you get the 2 big hits, and then although if Hart had been able to get that foul ball, if he hadn't been impeded, that might have changed things in the first inning. I don't know. Well, if Tebow didn't think he had to tuck his shirt in before, he certainly is going to have to do it now. Jeff Kleiner will Yeah,
I mean, it's still not.
It's
still
not tucked
no,
in.
no, man. You
If I'm
can't get
Jeff
away with
Kleiner,
that.
I call Tom. I go out there and
Yeah,
say, hey, let's go.
he's like, hey, the pitcher's like, hey, he can only see the front of me.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
so
Well,
I'm
let's,
not gonna.
let's see what Jeff
Oh,
Kleiner
now he
sees.
turned his back, and now he's got to do it. Here we go. Strike called.
He's not going to change him.
He's not going to say anything?
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Jeff Kleiner's not saying a word.
You got that front belt all set? He's got basically a tuxedo going on, the tuxedo look. Foul off to the right.
Right off my
Nice play
my
to it
window.
right over here. It looks like the guy I played against yesterday at the
Could be.
in my game.
Oh, inside fastball just turned on it. Goes foul.
Played a 38-plus game yesterday against a team from Merrimack Dodgers.
Oh,
in
yesterday?
New
Oh, that
Hampshire.
was.
Yeah, and
You
there
really
was a real,
played- you
really
played
good.
yesterday?
I played yesterday.
Where?
At Merrimack High School. We played through rain the first hour and the
On
last
that field?
on that field.
That field does not drain at all.
You wouldn't think so, right? There was a
Yeah.
game before us. They did some groundskeeping, kept the puddles away. Strike
Good
call,
Lord.
strike
I
three
mean,
call.
John, that field, they went a half a season not being able to use that field 2 years
Well,
ago.
somebody did some nice work on it because there
Wow.
were no puddles and there was no issues yesterday. And it stopped. I thought it was crazy to start the game, but then it stopped raining an hour in and it turned into an okay day. I mean, not ideal, but, it wasn't what the plate was kind of muddy.
It stopped raining around, noon,
Yeah.
1 o'clock maybe. Yeah, I would have said no way you were going to play there yesterday.
Very high in the
Oh, let's
infield, over
see.
the mound.
It's in the shady part of the infield
And
now.
it's gonna
All
drop.
First baseman has got to make that play. He's got to call it, come over, call the pitcher off, and make the play.
You're right.
And now
Nobody
Jeff
wanted
Kle-
any
and now,
part of it, you
Guess
notice?
what? Jeff Kleiner's seen the shirt.
We have a better angle on Jersey Cam up here.
Yeah, exactly. But
And-
that's your defense. Your
See,
defense.
that's two
See,
things. If the first baseman makes that catch,
Yep.
it's an out, and the umpire probably doesn't see Cam Thieball's shirt.
Right.
He doesn't have to turn around. But instead, we have a
Instead,
reset.
Everything changes. But that's the first baseman's ball. You got to take the
Yeah.
pressure off your pitcher.
So runner at first with one out, and the ball is a strike on the inside corner.
That does not go as an error, by the way.
No, it doesn't touch it, right?
No, he does not touch it, so that is not an error. It's a mistake.
Yeah. It's one of those things where, like I was talking to you the other day, they should Major League Baseball keep stats on everything.
Yeah.
The mental errors,
The mental
IQ.
errors, right.
That would be another one. You just put it in the column. Strike call. So good 2 pitches back to back there from Cam Thieball, who seems to do his best work
With
when
runners
the pressure's
on base.
on. Yeah. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Chris
Boy.
Keefe with a mighty cut.
Tough day for Keefe.
Is that his third
It's
strikeout?
his third strikeout. He reached on an error to start the game, but
Yep.
he struck out 3 times and made a blunder defensively in the outfield on a sun ball.
So Leo Capico batting now. He has gone 1 for 2 with a walk. Hit a comebacker the last time up. Trying to keep the inning going with 2 outs. His team trails by 3 runs here in the 6th inning. Pitch is just outside.
Jeff Kleiner's always been a corner type umpire. That was close from his standpoint. That's not close.
I understand that Jeff Kleiner's umpiring the league that I play in, so I'm looking forward to saying hi
Could
to
be.
him.
He hasn't done a high school game in a long time.
Yeah.
He told me he was returning
Yeah.
to the high school.
And the youth in the recreation league levels and stuff.
I don't know how much he's done at all over the last
So
few years.
he posted on Facebook that one of his favorite. He posted that he was getting back in umpiring, and that
Right.
one of his favorite moments was this. And the clip he played was He was the base umpire when Butch Hobson went out.
Yes, I saw that.
You see it?
Stole it, and the night Butch stole second.
Yeah, and Denny, one of the retired Nashua police officer that catches for the Bison, Bedford Bison. Ground ball, shortstop off the chest, throw the second, not in time. And that's going to play to run. South getting a break here. Some 2 out.
Yep. E6.
Defensive lapse for BG. 6-4 game.
Hard hit ball, should have been an easy force at second base. Instead, the Panthers are back in this game, down 2. And runners at the first, and the go-ahead run is at the plate. Who would have thought that after the first 2 innings? But it's high school baseball.
Yeah. So.
And now, if I'm Nashua South, I'm running. I'm putting the pressure on.
Dean Adams with an opportunity.
There's 2 outs. You got Guertin on the ropes. Adams at the plate. You got a Sun double, but he's popped up and flown out. His other 2 times up. And there's a line
sinking
drive.
Fast.
Caught.
And it is
Caught.
out. Caught in right field by Hayden Shattuck.
Saw the glove all the way. I'm sorry I didn't have a photo of that one, Hayden. That would have been a great photo. Saw the ball in the glove the entire way. It was just on the edge of it. If you could see it when he hit the ground, he didn't trap it. That's a great catch by Hayden Shattuck.
Clutch play, saves a run, and snuffs out a rally in progress for South. Game gets a little bit closer. Would have been a lot closer had that hit the grass or gotten by the BG diving right fielder.
This game would have been tied.
Yeah? It would have been tied.
Would have been tied. Run would have scored, and probably the other run would have scored.
The trail run
outs,
too?
Yeah, 2 outs. So I think you probably send them, maybe.
Dean Adams gets robbed. On that
Great,
defensive gem for the third out of the inning.
Tough break for the Panthers, boy, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you're Nashua South, you're saying, you know what? Okay, we're out, you know, we got 1 more at bat. We got 3 more outs. We should be able to put more pressure on in the 7th. And we got a new pitcher for the Panthers.
Yenzi Morel is pitching. Yenzi, who
yeah, he relieved in the other game too, didn't he?
No, he got a pinch hit.
Oh, that's right, pinch hit. He got a hit too.
He got a hit.
Yeah,
he's a lefty, left-handed batting, left-handed pitcher, and slings it up there. So he'll be on in relief in the bottom of the 6th inning. Home game for BG here at Holmen. And as predicted, the shadow has worked its way out to the mound. It was a 4 o'clock start. Shadow from the press box was behind home plate to begin. And now it's on the mound as we work into the final innings at this time of year in late April. Is this Luke Anderson batting here? I think so. For a couple of lefties, I think, are due up for BG. Luke Anderson and Dom Monaco.
Now they've got a lot of left-handed hitters in their lineup.
Yeah. 8-9-1 due up for BG.
James Guy knows that, and he's going to go with the left-handed pitcher, but that
starts him off with a changeup or something, but
he squared the bunt too.
Yeah, he's lucky he didn't hit him with that pitch because
kidding.
Between where it was located and squaring around,
it was going right at him.
That was above his head. So Yenzi, who was throwing strikes in warm-ups, suddenly struggling here. He's going from the stretch, you notice, which is
well, so did
interesting choice.
Mativier too, didn't he? He went from the stretch too, didn't he?
I think you're right. From the other side.
Oh,
That's behind the batter.
Not even close.
That doesn't bode
No.
well for the rest
No.
of the inning.
No.
He's actually looking in the dugout.
Now there won't be much of a rest of the inning if this is the way it is, because there's some warm-ups going on right now. I think there's a pitch, no, high.
Yeah, over the
And now
plate, but up.
they're coming right out to talk to him to see if there's something wrong. As you're right, Johnny, looked into the dugout.
Yeah, never a good thing.
No. But they're not making a change, I don't think.
They might let him pitch to the left-hander here at the bottom of the order, and this will be a test to see whether they're going to leave him in, depending on how these go, these tosses. To Dom Monaco, who's got one of the big blows in this game. He got a 2-run triple back in the second inning, and he also came around to score later in that 4-run second. Bunts it, foul. Interesting choice by BG.
Guertin looking to put. Well, you know, at the high school level, it's.
Yeah, they're only up by 2, Tom. You're right.
They're up by 2. You know, try to get that insurance run. But you know what? Make the other team make a play. That's if I'm a high school coach, that's what I'm doing. I take the traditional baseball rule book out, throw it out the window, and do things like that. Make the other team make a play.
There goes the runner, high to right field, very high in the air. With a beat on it, though, is Adam Picard. He throws it to first base and getting back.
It's an underrated play, but it's an underrated play by Picard because it's not an easy play. Because now we're getting to that time, John, where right field could be a real problem.
Yeah. I think he was glad to see that ball go really high because it didn't really fight with doesn't match the angle of the sun.
No question.
Maybe went above it. And suddenly Yenzi Morel throwing strikes. Pretty good piece there by Dom Monaco, by the way. If he could have got a better trajectory, he might have got that one over the right fielder's head as well. The runner was on the move on first move on that. Was Luke Anderson, got a great jump before the flyout. So 1 down. That one is that one hit the batter on the way by.
Another hit by pitch.
And Aiden Meany is on by his second hit by pitch of the game.
The 4th hit by pitch, I believe, in this game.
Yeah.
By South pitching.
So Yenzi Morel with a jam of his own making, a walk and a hit batsman. And here is Jake Mitchell, who's had a great day at the plate. 3 for 3.
Guertin looking to put some pressure on. Runners at first and second, 1 out. 6-4 lead. They're looking to add to it.
Ducks under that one.
These two teams play each other again on Wednesday here at the stadium.
Ripped fair down the line. It goes hammered. It gets to the bullpen in no time. And it's going to be 1 run and a double by Jake Mitchell, who is 4 for 4. That was about 110 miles an hour. It was almost tough to get eyes on it before you could see it land fair.
You got it. I mean, I just watched the first baseman, and then I saw the ball way off the chalk going into right field. You couldn't see that ball off the bat.
A bullet.
It was. He rocked it.
Not easy, too, off the lefty. An impressive batting performance today by Jake Mitchell, who's going to come out for a pinch runner.
You know, Mitchell's, been a solid player in the area for a couple of years now, and got his feet wet a lot last year. And we got they made a change somewhere. Second base? Pinch runner. We had a pinch runner at second, yep. So Mitchell out of the game for a pinch runner.
And they are going to put Adam Levine on. They're not going to have the lefty mess with the righty, and that is going to be all for Yenzi Morel.
That's going to be it for Morel. They will change, and now we will.
So Kyle Levine, who hit a home run his first time up in this game, doesn't get an opportunity to bat with men on second and third.
Yep. Gets a pat from James Guy. But just control. Walk and a hit by pitch. He'll get charged with 3 walks, but only 2 of them were, or 2 walks. 1 was intentional, hit a pitch. Hit batsman. And he gives up the big double. That's where we're at. Second and third, 1 out. South trying to minimize the damage.
So an opportunity for Hayden Shattuck, who is going to come up with the bases loaded and only 1 out here in the 6th after.
Silas Fear, a junior. F-I-E-R, if I'm saying that right. Fear.
Yeah, I suppose you could say Fire too. You'd probably have to talk to him or the family to find out how they want to pronounce it. F-I-E-R. Also plays second base when not pitching. In somewhat of a pressure situation in a game that's not totally out of hand, 7-4, but tall task to get out of it without any more runs scoring here. It's possibilities are lengthy for BG to get a run in. Bases loaded and only 1 out.
Well, these 2 teams see each other twice, and they may see each other again in any kind of play-in situation. I believe they're in the same cluster. Not sure.
So here comes Hayden Shattuck.
Yep.
Made a beautiful diving catch to preserve the lead in the top of the inning. Here he is batting with bases loaded in the bottom of the pitch. Way outside.
Oh, boy.
And a great stop by Caleb Rich.
Really great stop by Rich.
As good as a dive by any infielder to get a ground ball, because that would have been a run. Springing out of that crouch.
He did something that Gary Sanchez couldn't do, that's for sure. Boy.
I see you are watching the Yankees.
Oh, it's painful. There's a
base hit to right's going to get at least 1 home. Here's the throw from the right field. They're going to hold up the run, but it's a single oppo. Hayden Shattuck
hard
coming
hit ball.
through.
Good idea to hold him up, but a nice hit by Shattuck. Good job by South to get the ball in quickly and to the cutoff man.
So Aiden Meany scores from third. Jake Mitchell moves from second to third. Kyle Levine now at second base. He reached by the intentional walk, and the next batter makes South pay.
I'll tell you in a second, right after this.
Cam Thibault was due to hit here. It's
nice pitch.
He's still in the game, yep.
You've got 2 RBIs by 4 people. Mitchell, Levine, Shattuck, and Monaco. And there's your 8 runs.
Silas Fear comes to the set and throws, and it's an inside-out fly ball into foul territory. BG in control of this game right now, leading by 4 runs with the bases still loaded and only 1 out. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3.
A good attack mode pitch. You're 0-2. You don't want to throw him a ball down the middle, but what do? You jam him up and in and got it. Nice pitch.
Unhittable fastball, but too tempting for Cam Thibault to lay off. So Silas Fear with a pressure pitch there, and now he'll face Max Reardon with 2 out and bases loaded. That one just missed him.
Yeah, no kidding. The way it was going, I thought it was going right for him.
Any kind of a tail, and that would have been a hit by pitch.
Yep.
Another one. Been 4 in this game already by South against BG batters.
Yeah, he's staying
Ball.
away, but you know what? You got to pitch to contact here, and you got 2 outs. Trust your defense. Pitch to contact, and fortunately, he's gone in and he's gone out. 2-0. And again,
It went through the fibers of his jersey, I think, and didn't make a sound.
boy, I tell
That
you.
was close. 3-0 is the count. So whether it's a hit batsman or a ball, it's in danger of walk with the bases loaded here. That was just a get it over pitch.
It was a get it over pitch. He took a little off.
Yep.
Had
Laid it in there.
Had a soft landing. I'd do it again.
Yep.
Yeah. He does, but he puts a little bit more on it when he shouldn't have, and he's up high, and that'll be ball 4.
Exactly. So a little bit of an overthrow, and the pitch you could see that Reardon was taken all the way, but it happens at all levels of baseball. Sometimes you're just trying to throw it right in the middle of the plate, and if you miss, consequences. Bases loaded walk. 9-4, Bishop Guertin leads. Strike on the inside corner to Alex Lambalot, who has walked and scored and struck out and grounded out. So looking for his first hit this afternoon. Would be a great spot for hit for him.
Oh!
To the backstop.
Oh, he's
it
gonna
comes to
have
the
it.
plate, and the tag is out.
Got him.
And I don't know, is the tall guy with a long reach there, Levine, looks back. He's like, you serious? He tacked me on my lower legs, but
That's a ton. I'd love to see
how about that?
I'd love to see that again, but Jeff Kleiner right on top of it now.
And there's a discussion
Yeah,
with the
Scott
coach.
Painter
and-
doesn't think so, but I mean,
Yeah.
they've known each other a while, so he's looking at it. He's pointing right there. So Painter doesn't like the call at all. This isn't a casual comment. He is telling him, look, this is where it was.
I got to say, the ball beat him, but the tag
Did
might have
not-
been
yeah,
on the wrong
exactly.
part of the. I mean, the hand got
Yeah,
to
the ball did beat him, but the tag didn't look like it did. So it looked like his body was on the plate when he got tagged.
Funny thing is, the catcher, Caleb Rich, was scrambling to the backstop to get to that ball, Tom, and the ball passed him on the way back to the plate.
I know it.
So really, if I don't know, it's something you'd have to play here for a lot of games to get used to. But what the play really was, when the ball gets by you, you stand up, you turn around, and you play it like a pitch back, one of those backyard pitch backs, and just wait till it comes to you, and then pick it up and then tag the guy. It almost could be a play, you know? You throw it straight back, get the runner to break, and then
Yeah,
you turn around and you play the carom.
We've seen that happen before here.
Oh, yeah, it happens a lot. Matter of fact, I think that's how Ricky Henderson got out one time
Might have been.
from third base. The legendary Ricky Henderson.
Imagine Ricky Henderson played in this stadium.
In like when he's in his 40s.
Yes.
And I think he
went
went head first
he
into
went
home.
back to the majors after that.
Yeah, he did.
He went back to San Diego, didn't he? Didn't San Diego
Yes,
pick him
he
up?
did.
Yeah.
Yes.
He went back to the majors after he played here. You thought it was all done, and no, he goes right back to the majors.
We were all convinced, though, Ricky's in denial. He doesn't know his career is. And then all of a sudden,
Well,
back in the majors.
in the Atlantic League, John, we saw a lot of good players in that league, and if you
We
follow everything the way Major League Baseball is in agreement with the Atlantic League, where they use them to test rules out.
Yeah. Jose Lima time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And who's another big name that went? Did Lance Johnson make his way back? I don't think he made his way
I don't think
back.
Lance
He should
did.
have, though. I mean, he was a hit machine when he was here. You
Right, exactly.
know? Yeah, some of the biggest names in the business came through here in that Atlantic League.
That was good baseball. It was enjoyable to watch. There's no question about it.
And our home plate umpire, Jeff Kleiner, was right in the middle of it.
Yes, he was.
A lot of it.
Yeah, did a lot of games.
I think he's done a great job here today, I must say. I think he's been pretty consistent. He might have missed that call at home plate, but Scott Painter with a look to the booth to stop that music. That's all it took.
Yeah.
High to the right side, out of play.
Got our favorite pitcher out there again. Cam Tebow. Let's see when he follows through where that back shirt is. It's tucked in, barely. I love it.
Ground ball, second baseman to his right. Hayden Meany to first in time. Actually, I don't think that's Hayden Meany, is it? Number 13 or somebody else? It's 1. 2. Number 2 at first base for BG. Yeah. That's Mark Lucca, Lucca, making the nice play for BG defensively.
Cardinals 2 outs away from what I believe is going to be their first win of the year. It was a game to remember, too. A very competitive game. 9-4, but it wasn't your typical 9-4 game, that's for sure.
Score, the runs and the hits the same, 9 and 4.
And it's not over.
Yeah, it's true. Isaiah Hedquist batting. He's 1 for 3, 1 for 2 with a walk. Got a run scored. And a very good game defensively at first. Tips that one off of the umpire's equipment.
I guarantee you when this game is over with, Cam Tebow's shirt will be completely untucked.
That's going to be Tom's first question to the pitcher after the game.
Yeah.
What's with the jersey? Tell me about it.
No,
You don't get into that?
I think this is a coach's day. I'm not sure.
Taken high for a ball. You want to know what player that I'm not talking about? I'm not going to put any undue pressure on. I'm just talking about physical appearance. You know what player Kyle Levine, the catcher, reminds me of?
Hold on. Let's see him make that throw before he reminds you of anybody. Yeah, go ahead. Who's that?
Fisk. Carlin Fisk.
I don't know.
No?
Looks like a catcher to me, John. You know.
The same type of. It just strikes me as the same type of build.
Oh, the build?
Yeah.
It's tough to compare a guy who's in high school to a major leaguer who. He's got a little bit of girth to him, but doesn't hit me.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't think anybody would.
Okay.
You know? I don't think I'd ever make that comparison.
I just did.
Yeah, I know it.
I read the Carlin Fisk autobiography.
Right.
Just a couple months ago.
And that's why you're doing it.
Yeah. Hard to left center.
Now that reminds me of Carlton Fisk a little bit.
And going for 2.
He's going to go for 2, and he's going to be in there.
Good
With a
decision.
slide, yeah.
So a ringing double for Caleb Rich with 2 outs.
The other catcher
Yeah.
gets the double.
Who had gotten picked off by Kyle Levine earlier in the game.
Yeah.
Jake O'Connor to bat now.
Is this his first at bat? It is.
No, this is
isn't it?
Drew Frost. Drew Frost is
This
batting. I
this
think it's a
is-
pinch hit
Yeah,
appearance.
pinch hitter
Yeah.
Frost. It's his first at bat.
Trying to keep the game going with 2 outs. Can't lay off the pitch above. Oh, and 2 is the count. South down to their last strike.
Got
Strike 3 called.
it. Wow. And that'll do it.
Yes, an impressive performance by BG as they take it 9-4. 9 hits on the game, including a home run for Kyle Levine and a triple for Dom Monaco, plating a couple of runs each. They added 3 in the 6th inning, and they're were your 9 runs
There
for
you go.
the Cardinals.
Well, John Collins, I'll see you tomorrow. We'll see who any of the lacrosse players remind you of.
That's Tom King. I'm John Collins, thanking our cameraman Tim O'Neill and our executive producer Pete Johnson. Thank you for watching, and good evening from Holmen Stadium, everybody. See you at Stello's tomorrow.